40k is tough enough to get into, and it's time to make it easier. I've given in-game advice, and now it's time to give pre-game setup game. So if you're bear with me, check out what we would call the best game mat I've ever played on. And of course, you can check it out in the description if you don't feel like watching all of this right away and help out the channel. So this is the game mat that is a 40k grid measuring mat that it comes with already. All of these preset lines for very accurate deployment zones. It has all of the actual objective markers that are possible for all the different mission layouts set up in those pre-zones that are these little circles that are around here on the field. These are actually where you place your objective markers if you actually want to see them. And then you also have every deployment zone that can be set up. So whether it's tipping point, whether it's the good old fashioned search and destroy, if it's a crucible of battle, you have every single deployment zone that you can end up wanting to see. That way it makes it easier. This picture you see on screen only took me a couple minutes to set up because of the squares on how they make the grid coordinates and match up to what's actually GW official, and for all the measurement layouts and everything that you see. We also have obviously helping for your deployment zones, which is the big deal, right? This is all about making it easier. So for your model accuracy, for unit coherency, it makes it easier to set up for you and your opponent when you're setting this up. It helps you set up for your infiltrators, for your scouting. It helps you to make sure that you have your first stage churning, staging really good setup. All of your terrain is easier to be placed. You have your auras being able to maintain and unit coherency. So right here on screen, you see each square is 1 square inch. So moving 2 squares is very easy to understand. You're staying within coherency if you just stay within those 2 lines, which is easy for you and your opponents. If you have long range auras or anything like that, you see on screen we have Gaz and Makari. So you see their Gaz and Makari, they're 12 inches apart here from these actual Squig Hog boys, right? So they have Makari's line that he's going across, and you can see it's 12 inches. Now, of course, some people will say I'm in game, I'm not going to be able to measure this WAAAGH tactics very grid by grid, square by square. I understand that. But when you take your tape measure to it and you actually set it up and you go from this line to this line, I'm within 12 inches, you can see, visually confirm with your opponent. You don't need to worry about losing your spot. You simply put your finger on that one line, you put a line on that, a dice on that one line there, and you go, boom, here we are. This is my space. These are my distance setup. Oh, this is what I need. I need a 4-inch charge of this Carnifex. All right, set it up. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. Nice and easy for my opponent. I pre-measured it or set it up for you. If I'm trying to make a longer charge, in that case, I could also do it as well. So it's very convenient for you and your opponent when you're trying to set up these in-game actual opportunities like you would talk about. And then you have the actual zones of the game. So in game, it also helps with your scoring your secondaries, right? Which is something else that I thought that I found out that was my opponents really liked as well. So you would obviously have each one of your table quarters for an engage on all fronts. You would have easy stuff for enemy deployment zone. If you have to get maybe an area denial, it's easy to understand the area denial and how to get that behind enemy lines. Deploying locust, for example, engaging all fronts, recover assets. I wouldn't think forward too many pictures. Here in this game right here, you can see that I was setting up screens for my opponent. Very easy for me to set that up as well with this grid to know how far it was between units. That way, everybody had the visual confirmations they need that everything was maintained. So instead of having the widget being set on it, all can, uh, finicky and wiggly under pressure, it was able to still get things done. So highly recommend. My opponents always very much like playing on this mat. Everybody that sees it, they help with heroic interventions, short charges, pile-ins, staying 4 inches away from people, hashing out those 5-inch zones, coming off the table quarters, uh, pre-measuring moves that you're going to end up making with your unit and such. So honestly, this mat has just straight up made a lot of my games just feel a lot of really smooth and fun for me and my opponent. Everybody that I play, like I said, always enjoy these, whether it's because it's easier for them to set up their units or they're deploying their armies, easier to understand which units are fully within or outside of deployment zones and certain boundaries and table quarters of the battlefield. So, of course, you can grab one of these battle mats yourself. There's an affiliation code link in the description that helps support the channel. So while upgrading your gaming setup, you can help out the Great Wall. They're offering 5% off until November 28th. So it would help a lot. And of course, I genuinely meant this. I would absolutely never offer something that I didn't think you would actually certainly enjoy. I've been playing this with this for months. Many of my opponents have already seen this and said they absolutely love it themselves and actually want to get it themselves. So of course, if you haven't consider getting a new mat, or if you play at home and you want to upgrade what you got, trust me, it's definitely worth it. So here it is itself. Check out the grid game. And of course, remember there's always one thing to keep in mind is don't cross our wall because we'll knock your teeth out. Ooh.